Emergency review, freetobewhoibeers. What did you call me? As today I've discovered a new band, a UK band, Slugdge, who have just released their 4th album, Esoteric Malacology. All hail Mollusca. Just occurred to me that because this is an emergency review, that I don't actually have the physical album with which to do my normal intro. Ding, ding, ding. Now, as is usually the case when my fair country of England, Hampshire faces the snow, the entire country has ground to a halt, making my reviews this week a little more difficult than usual. But I simply had to do a quick review. The fuck was that? But I simply had to do a review, a quick one and a very uninformed one, about Slugdge. I think it's called Slugdge, I think that's how you pronounce it, with their album Esoteric Malacology. Esoteric Malacology. Now, this is a 2-piece band hailing from Lancashire, England, so it's always nice to represent the UK in these reviews. Pretty much mainly American bands, I guess, I've been reviewing. Bloody hell, this is hard going. Recording out of their home studio, but don't be put off by that, because this is stunning musicianship. Absolutely fantastic. They certainly know what they're doing. Sounds very well produced, very well mixed. This is their 4th album, and they've been getting a bit of a buzz, and apparently I think they've just signed to Willowtip. Yes, they've just signed to an American grindcore label called Willowtip, after so many people have been asking why the hell they're not signed, why aren't they on a label. Never played live either, which more and more people seem to be demanding. 2-piece hailing from Lancashire, although I believe the one guy is from Scotland originally. You would see that the mastermind of the band is a guy called Matt Moss. I believe he's the guy who's from Scotland, and he's the vocalist, guitarist, and does all the drum programming. So yeah, it's using drum machines through digital sampling, but very well done. Sounds great. Really sounds impressive. They certainly know what they're doing. And the second guy is Kev Pearson, who is on guitar, and from what I understand, he's kind of the more progressive guy, the more technical player, and there's a lot of technicality on this album. By all accounts, I haven't had a chance to listen to their first 3 albums, but I get the impression that the first 3 albums are much more raw, more in a traditional death metal style. I don't think they actually do sludge music. Apparently they came up with a name when they were jokingly talking about the fact that no sludge band has ever come up with the name Slug, which would be the perfect name for a sludge band. Jokers that they are, they decided to call themselves that, even though their music actually doesn't have much sludge in it. Fucking hell. Where? Why? This is not good conditions to be out in, man. A lot of the titles and the lyrics are very much based on slug puns. I think there was one of their, I don't know if it was a song or an album called Salter of Sacrifice. Was that Morbid Angel? Yeah, piss take of that. I mean, I'll just give you a quick rundown of the songs that are on this particular album. War Squids, Crop Killer, The Spectral Burrows, Slave Goo World, Transylvanian Fungus, Putrid Fairy Tale, Salt Thrower, an obvious piss take of Bolt Thrower, and Limo Vincit Omnia. But yeah, again, much like I said a few weeks ago with my Legend of the Seagullman review, this is far from comedy music. This is serious music. Very, very impressed with this album. The reason I'm not doing a full review for the songs on this, normally I like to listen to an album at least 3 or 4 times before dissecting the songs and looking into it in a bit more depth. I literally got hold of a copy of this last night. Normally what I would do in a situation like this is do a review for the band a week later or so. But there are so many albums coming up that I need to get reviewed that I felt that I should just do this one now. Whatever I had. I mean, next week alone, got the new Ministry album, the new Judas Priest album, which apparently is getting a lot of positive reviews, real return to form, and the new Between the Buried and Me album, all of which I intend to review. Also, a lot of you responded to my viewers request video from a while back, and as it stands I have about 25 albums requested from you guys that I need to get stuck into as well as my classic reviews, blah blah blah. So yes, in short, my schedule is pretty damn hammered. So I haven't had enough time to really dissect any of the songs on this one, but I can say right off the bat that there is a hell of a lot of music in here that you would know, or should I say influences that you would know. There's a heavy Gojira influence, Mastodon definitely. There's definitely Opeth vibe, earlier Opeth, or a sort of Ghost Reveries sort of era Opeth represented here, especially in the vocals. A lot of Michael Ackerfeld's sort of death metal vocals. You could hear them on this album, as well as Troy Sanders as well. Actually, some of the vocals remind me of Troy, very much so. A lot of gent and death metal influences, and another person that actually really reminds me of is Cloudkicker, guy called Ben Sharp, who goes by the name of Cloudkicker. If you haven't checked out any of his music, go to his Bandcamp page. Cloudkicker, all instrumental pretty much, fantastic music. That's a discography just waiting for you to get into. There's some great stuff on there. Cannot recommend Cloudkicker highly enough. I'll put a link in the bio. The description, fuck off. From what I've been able to ascertain, someone's been reading. The band in Lancashire were very much part of their local scene, and like all the other band, were trying to make it big, and I think they got to a point where they just kind of thought, you know what, fuck this, and decided, rightly so, what they should do was just actually have fun and enjoy what they did and do what they wanted to do. And since then they have been making a lot of headway. And what did that entail? They decided to write love songs to a cosmic slug deity, of course. I didn't actually manage to find many articles on the band. Even on their Bandcamp page, it doesn't actually say a great deal about them. But I did, there was a recent article in Metal Hammer, which I'll put a link in the description. I urge you to go check that out, in which the band said that, or shall I say Matt, actually said that they were heavily inspired by Akakoki, who I heard a couple of their albums back in the day. I know they were very proficient musicians, so maybe I should give them another shot at some point. But yeah, heavily, he says it's like they're sexually in love with Satan, which I thought was well fucking funny. I said to Kev, we've got to make that, but it's not Satan, it's Mollusca. So yes, love songs written to a cosmic slug deity. Come on, what's not to love? How can you? I mean, you know, you love this band already, surely. Come on. As I said earlier, this is far from a comedy album, despite all the puns and the titles. It also states in the same article that Matt was actually diagnosed with schizophrenia. I think it was during the making of their second album. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia and a personality disorder. Where he said he was basically felt like he was losing his mind, felt that all sorts of people were after him. He was going out scouting people's houses in the middle of the night, wearing dark clothes and seeing what the hell was going on. So definitely a troubled guy. On a lighter note, check this band out. Very, very good. I've only listened to the album, well, I listened to it once last night, and I managed to I listened to most of it again on the way to do this filming, and from what I've heard, fantastic. Again, inspired musicianship, inspired performances. The production I think is fantastic on it. Don't be put off again by the fact that there's comedy titles and that it's produced in a home studio, because this is really good. Go check out this band, and tell them Free to Be Who I Be sent you.